The AUS-MEAT language is a standard way of describing meat products. It uses objective descriptions to ensure products consistently meet customer expectations. Australian processors must be accredited with AUS-MEAT to use the AUS-MEAT language to export red meat products. Processors targeting only the domestic market can choose to be accredited. AUS-MEAT language is used along the red meat value chain, from paddock to plate. There is specific language that applies to the quality assessment of beef carcasses in processing plants' chillers. The AUS-MEAT Chiller assessment language was developed so accredited processors could assess chilled carcasses using a uniform set of standards. The system provides a means of describing meat quality characteristics and of classifying product prior to packaging. These characteristics include the color of meat and fat, the amount of marbling, eye muscle area, rib fat thickness, and the maturity of the carcass. Meat color is assessed as the predominant color of the eye muscle at the quartered rib site. Qualified assessors determine the color using the AUS-MEAT color reference standards. These range from 1A through to 6. Any color darker than a 6 is recorded as a 7. To determine fat color, assessors inspect the intermuscular fat, which is the fat surrounding individual muscles at the quartered rib site. Fat color is scored against the AUS-MEAT fat color reference standards that range from 0 being the whitest through to 9 being the most yellow. Marbling is fat deposited within individual muscles, also known as intramuscular fat. The amount of marbling within the eye muscle is assessed at the quartered rib site. Assessors score the amount of marbling against the AUS-MEAT and MSA marbling reference standards. These range from 0 being the least amount of marbling through to 9 being the most. The assessment of marbling is important in predicting beef eating quality. The Meat Standards Australia or MSA grading system uses the reference standards to give a score that includes the amount, fineness, and distribution of marbling. To determine rib fat, assessors measure the thickness of fat at the quartered rib site. They record it in millimeters. There are two types of rib fat measurements. 1. Rib fat, which is the measurement of fat under the skin, also known as subcutaneous rib fat. 2. Total rib fat, which is the depth of subcutaneous and intramuscular fat combined. The MSA grading system also uses rib fat in the prediction of eating quality. The eye muscle area is the surface area of the ribeye muscle found at the quartering site. Assessors measure the eye muscle area using an AUS-MEAT eye muscle grid. Eye muscle area is reported to the nearest square centimeter. Maturity scoring provides a scale to assess the physiological age of a beef carcass. It is based on the degree of ossification, which is cartilage converting to bone. It's assessed at 3 sections along the backbone, within the sacral, lumbar, and thoracic vertebrae. Assessors use the AUS-MEAT maturity reference standards to determine the degree of ossification. It is scored on a scale from 100 being the least mature to 590 being the most mature. Specific markets, grading systems, and industry sectors have requirements related to the maturity of beef carcasses. AUS-MEAT delivers training, provides accreditation, and conducts audits of Australian red meat processors to maintain the integrity of the chiller assessment language. For more information, visit the AUS-MEAT website and download the Handbook of Australian Beef Processing.